And today's food is medicine, how to stay healthy and do it on a budget. I think it's really hard for people to understand if we want to make really healthy recipes that we can do it for cheap. Normally people think of the dollar menu when you think about saving money or doing something cheap, but you're going to break it down for us. So hi, how's it going first of all?
It's going really good, really good. I'm excited that we're doing this segment because this is a big question I get all the time from clients is, how do I make this work? And it's so expensive, I'm spending more on food, but it doesn't have to be that hard, really.
So we have some examples of things that you can buy that are already made in the store and then things that you can make on your own. So let's go ahead and start over here with the pasta sauces.
Yes, you can save a ton of money on sauces if you make your own. On our website too, we have all these different recipes, and as an Italian girl, you should try my pasta sauce for sure. So with this pasta sauce right here, if you were to make your own, obviously you add your own olive oil and spices that you have at home, it's half the price of the canned stuff or of the jarred stuff. So that you can make your own sauce for $4 or you could buy it for $8. It really comes down to convenience. I love budgeting time on Sundays, 3 or 4 hours to prep meals for the week. If you start to plan ahead, then you kind of get in the groove and it starts to happen.
That's a great idea. And then another point too that you wanted to make, talking about the bulk section and that saves, but also can you talk to people who are living as one or two and how that can kind of work for you as well?
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Heather. Okay, so in the bulk section, if you shop in there and you get really comfortable shopping in there, you're going to save 50% because you're not paying for packaging, you're not paying for marketing, it's better for the environment and all of that. And so buying just what you need, especially if you're just cooking for 1 or 2, but you know, the whole journey, it's all about making it practically work in your life. And so if you're going to make a pot of rice for dinner and a stir fry, make extra. And then the next morning, put some coconut milk in it, put some pumpkin seeds in it, and then that will be breakfast the next day in 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh.
Coconut oil. So you want to just start to think when you're planning meals that you're going to, how are you going to reuse it? How are you going to make extra? Yeah. That's a key.
Getting creative. Now this one is a great example because right now I'm crazy about kale chips, but if you get them from the store, they're like $6 to $10 for the bag, and it's a little ridiculous. So can you talk to us about how you made homemade kale chips?
Absolutely, yeah. You could go broke on kale chips. So I made homemade kale chips for $2. These cost $6, like you said, in the store, and they were on sale. Super, super simple. So all you do is you wash the kale, you de-stem it. I tossed it with a little grapeseed oil, salt, a little pepper, and then you bake it, 375 for 10 to 11 minutes.
Eat a kale chip. The hard part about trying kale chips is they get stuck in your teeth.
Yeah, so you can't do that. I'll have to send you off with some kale chips.
Yes, for sure. Farmers markets. How can we cut costs at the farmers market?
Well, you're kind of cutting out the middleman of all of the expenses of the grocery store if you can shop at your local farmers market. So produce should be about 15 to 20% cheaper if you can kind of get in the habit and go to the market. It's fun to be connected to your food anyway and to know the farmers and know where things come from. But here's the catch. Whether you go to the grocery store or you go to the farmer's market, you have to budget 20 minutes to do something with your produce when you get home. Because how many of us, we're busy, we put it in there, it's time to cook, you don't want to wash it, you don't want to do anything with it,
it's true.
It goes bad, and then we have to rebuy it the next week, right? So if you can budget 20 minutes and you can just rinse off your greens, wash them, put them in a container, the piece of paper towel, then they'll last a lot longer if you put that paper towel in there.
Okay.
And that way, if you're making eggs in the morning, great, you just throw some kale in there. Really super fast, super simple. Or if you're having a burrito at lunch, you can stuff it in because it's already planned. It's already prepared.
All right, well, one more before we go. It says use meat as a condiment and not the centerpiece of your meal. I know meats and fish and those things that we put at the center of our plate can always be super expensive. So is that kind of a recommendation that you're coming up with today?
It is. I think that I always talk about clean meats all the time. Hormone and antibiotic free, those are important and they're more expensive. So using a little less as a flavoring or as a condiment, you know, having 2 or 3 ounces instead of 6 or 7 ounces, you'll still get plenty of protein and then you can bulk up on all of these other great things.
All right, I love it. Thank you so much, Christa. And also you can get in touch with her at her whole journey. It's practice is located in Encinitas, and visit her blog. We've linked that to our website, Fox5.